Hey there, sneak peekers. It's your boy, Edward Stockwell. We are here on the red carpet for When Angels Sing, and we're going to talk to Harry Connick Jr., Willie Nelson, the producers, the director, the guy who wrote the book. Everybody who's a part of this movie is going to be here, and it's going to be awesome. So, let's go. Y'all have so many different musicians, that just make even quick cameos. Charlie Robinson plays, an uncle for, a scene. There's too many to count. Was it Bob Schneider's in it? So was there any challenge of getting them on there besides, what their tour schedules were like?
When you make a movie, it's always a challenge, no matter who you want to get to star or to make cameos. But in this movie, people really loved it because of the family and the musicality of the script, and they could tell it was going on. But people kind of came out in droves, and even the people who weren't cast to sing, that were singers, came and sang. So it was quite something.
And they sang on camera, and they were willing to just put it out there. It was a really beautiful. And I think also the fact that Willie and Kris Kristofferson came together, and everybody loves Willie. And like Kris said, anytime you want me to work, make sure you have Willie, because I will sign on. That's the key for me.
Is it always good, to shoot a movie that's in Texas? Y'all shot in Bastrop and, around Austin, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's shot in a really pretty neighborhood in Bastrop, real wide street that we shot a scene in, with all the neighbors that are so overzealous, because this street is the Christmas street, And so they were really sweet. They actually were there. Some of the neighbors were there and just, letting us hang out. And the neighbor across the set, a friend's daughter dated my son. So, hey.
Hey, that works out. You literally, they say this a lot, but you literally wrote the book on this movie.
Yeah.
If you want to flash it up on the camera right now. So,
there it is.
When Angels Sing, the movie, in the book form. When you wrote this, did you ever, picture movie being made out of it?
When I was writing it, I really wanted Willie to play Nick if we ever made a movie. Every time I've written a novel, in my head there's a movie, and I guess I'm a cinematic type screenwriter, a novelist, but I really wanted Willie to play Nick. And when Kris Kristofferson was at our Nobelty Project gala a couple of weeks ago, and he told me, when I asked him to say something about Willie, he said, when I try to picture what God looks like, I always think of Willie. And I said, well, that's funny, because when I try to think of what Santa Claus looks like, I always think of Willie. And so he's a great guy to play Nick. And Kris actually, he plays a guy from Texas who was an Air Force flyer, and he's really a guy a lot like Kris Kristofferson. And,
So, what's it like, working with all of these people who are, y'all are, equals and...
Oh, well, as I said before, it was a dream. Most of the days I was on set, I was sitting next to Kristofferson for most of the days.
Yeah.
And we had met each other before, but we became fast soul brothers. He's like, "Where did you come from?" Yeah. So that was a luxury, and everyone involved was really sweet, and it was a very heartfelt thing.
So you're really not a Texas woman, working on this film. Yet you play one, and you have to have kind of a southern way about you. Was it ever difficult on set? Did you ever slip up sometimes?
Yes, I had to be careful not to say the word bathroom or grass.
That's
grass and bathroom.
Oh yeah, grass, bathroom, y'all.
Y'all. Oh yes, y'all.
Yes. Did you have to take any classes for y'all?
No, I just hung out in the green room and listened to the rest of them.
That's awesome. And the movie was shot around Austin, Bastrop area as well. Kind of as a more of an outsider than the rest of the cast. How was filming in the area?
Well, first of all, it's a lovely area around Bastrop. The countryside there and that little town. There's some very pretty old houses. In fact, we filmed in one, and the people were very nice. They're curious. Always amazes me that people want to come and stand and watch a movie being shot. To me, unless you're in it, it's the most boring thing in the world. But people are more than hospitable, very nice, and very glad to have us there.
There's a lot of cameos, too many to name, but probably my favorite was Trigger, your guitar.
Oh,
you and Trigger. What's it like working in a film with legends and local musicians at the same time?
Well, it was a lot of fun because there was a lot of good local musicians and the best musicians in the world right around here, and it was close to home. We did it over in Bastrop, so it was easy to do.
Besides, the cast, what was it about the story that kind of, made you sign up for this?
I like the sweetness of it. It was just a kind of a story you could go see with your grandparents or your grandkids or your best friend. Just a nice story. It was thoughtful. I thought it was well written, and just something I wanted to be a part of.
Hey, this is Willie. Go Longhorns. Get up.